Hobby English Lab.
Alex, why is that empty record sleeve standing beside your coffee like a menu?
I am deciding what music the coffee would order.
Something slow, I hope. It has been waiting for you for 10 minutes.
Then it has excellent patience. Welcome back to the Hobby English Lab. I am Alex.
And I am Mika. Today we are making a relaxed visit to a vinyl record fair.
We will hear two friends choose where to browse, check a used record, and ask to hear part of it.
Then we will share music stories and natural exchanges for browsing calmly.
First, listen to two friends arriving at a busy morning record fair.
They enjoy different kinds of music, so they make room for both interests.
Notice how they check one record carefully before deciding whether to buy it.
There are more tables than I expected. Where should we start?
How about the local sellers near the window? The tables look less crowded.
That works for me. I would also like to visit the jazz table later.
Of course. Let us browse here for 20 minutes, then walk over together.
This album looks interesting, but the sleeve has a small tear.
The record itself looks clean. Would you like to ask about its condition?
Yes, excuse me. Does this record play without skipping?
The seller says it was tested yesterday and has a little surface noise.
Could we hear a short part before I decide?
Yes, the listening station is free. Which track would you like?
The second track, please. That is the one my friend recommended.
The music sounds clear, and the soft crackle suits it.
I agree. The price also fits the amount I plan to spend.
Then shall we put it aside while we visit the jazz table?
Good idea. I will ask the seller to hold it for 15 minutes.
One record chosen, 2 tables left, and the coffee has not ordered anything yet.
That fair began with a room full of choices and one simple question. Where should we start?
Starting near the window gave us quieter tables and a little space to look around.
You suggested one area and explained why it felt comfortable.
A reason makes the suggestion easier to consider, especially in a busy hall.
I also mentioned the jazz table because I did not want to forget it later.
So we gave the first tables 20 minutes and kept the second interest in the plan.
I once entered a record fair and followed the first bright album cover I saw.
Where did it lead you?
Across 3 rooms and back to the entrance, where my friend was still holding our map.
That was a longer tour than you planned.
Now I choose a meeting point before an interesting cover carries me away.
Browsing together does not mean standing beside the same box every minute.
It can mean checking in, sharing a discovery, and moving to the next table together.
The first record you noticed had a small tear in the paper sleeve.
The sleeve protects the record, but its condition does not tell the whole story.
We looked at the record under the table light and saw a clean surface without deep marks.
Then you asked whether I wanted to check its condition with the seller.
The useful question was, does this record play without skipping?
That focuses on listening, not only on how the record looks.
The seller had tested it and mentioned a little surface noise.
Surface noise can sound like a soft crackle behind the music.
Some listeners enjoy a little of it, while others prefer a very clean sound.
I wanted to hear the record before deciding what felt comfortable to me.
So you asked, could we hear a short part before I decide?
The listening station made that easy, and I chose the track a friend had recommended.
A short listen answered more than another minute of studying the sleeve.
Have you ever listened so carefully for noise that you forgot to hear the music?
Yes, I heard one tiny click and gave it the attention of a drum solo.
A very small musician with perfect timing.
Then the chorus began, and I remembered why I wanted the album.
The soft crackle suited this recording, and the main sound stayed clear.
The next question was not about quality. It was about the amount you plan to spend.
A fair can make every table feel like a special chance that will never return.
That feeling can turn 3 interesting records into 12 very quickly.
I chose an amount before arriving and left room for one record I did not expect.
This album fit that amount, but we still wanted to see the jazz table.
You suggested putting it aside rather than buying it immediately.
Asking the seller to hold it for 15 minutes gave us a clear, respectful time limit.
If holding it had not been possible, I could have decided there without pressure.
Instead, we walked away, compared it with one jazz record, and checked our energy.
The first album still felt like the right choice when we returned.
A comfortable start, one careful listen, and a short pause made the decision feel calm.
We also kept enough time to browse without trying to inspect every record in the hall.
Choose a starting area, name another table for later, ask about sound, and remember your budget.
Then a record fair can feel like shared discovery instead of a race through boxes.
And if the coffee finally orders an album, we should check whether it can pay.
Let us imagine another fair with folk music near the entrance and film soundtracks at the back.
We begin near the entrance, agree to visit both areas, and choose a quiet meeting point.
One used record has light marks, so we ask whether it plays clearly and hear a short part.
The sound is comfortable, but we put it aside briefly while we compare one other choice.
We return within the agreed time and choose the record that still fits the plan.
Great. Now let's hear the record fair conversation one more time.
There are more tables than I expected. Where should we start?
How about the local sellers near the window? The tables look less crowded.
That works for me. I would also like to visit the jazz table later.
Of course. Let us browse here for 20 minutes, then walk over together.
This album looks interesting, but the sleeve has a small tear.
The record itself looks clean. Would you like to ask about its condition?
Yes, excuse me. Does this record play without skipping?
The seller says it was tested yesterday and has a little surface noise.
Could we hear a short part before I decide?
Yes, the listening station is free. Which track would you like?
The second track, please. That is the one my friend recommended.
The music sounds clear, and the soft crackle suits it.
I agree. The price also fits the amount I plan to spend.
Then shall we put it aside while we visit the jazz table?
Good idea. I will ask the seller to hold it for 15 minutes.
One record chosen, 2 tables left, and the coffee has not ordered anything yet.
Today we made a relaxed visit to a vinyl record fair.
We chose where to start, kept another interest in the plan, and checked a used record carefully.
We asked to hear a short part and noticed how the sound felt to us.
Then we used a short pause and a clear budget to make a calm choice.
The empty sleeve can stop studying the coffee now. Thanks for listening.
See you next time at the Hobby English Lab.